Time to rank the top 6 QBs in the class. This is where boys become men in the scouting game, so let's get straight to business. We got the QBs down here and the 5 tiers. Franchise QB, this is where prospects like Mahomes, Burrow, and Trevor Lawrence go. These are guys that are good enough to play 10 plus years for one team and make them into a Super Bowl contender. Then we have the starting QB tier. This is where QBs like Kirk Cousins, Jalen Hurts, and Geno Smith go. Guys that can play well but struggle to reach that upper echelon without support. Fringe starter, this is for guys like Daniel Jones, Tua, and Baker Mayfield. Guys that can perform with strong personnel around them, but are ultimately always on the hot seat due to poor performances against legit defenses. And then there's backup and bum, which are self-explanatory. So let's get it going. First guy up, we have Caleb Williams. It seems like Caleb going number 1 is now a done deal. We've all seen the numerous reports and even Keenan Allen showing up to Williams' pro day, which all kind of solidify what's going to happen on day 1 of the draft. So what kind of QB are the Bears getting? I feel comfortable saying Caleb can be a franchise quarterback for them. Let's start with the positives. Williams has some of the best arm elasticity and off-platform throwing that you'll ever see from a prospect. He made so many highlight plays in college, throwing across his body, delivering nice deep balls. He's a miraculous playmaker. He also has a quick release and a clean throwing motion. He's effective with RPOs due to the way he can throw sidearm and how quickly he can get the ball out. He's an escape artist that consistently makes defenders miss in the pocket. However, is he a perfect prospect? I think he's far from it. His stock has been kind of inflated due to his unique and amusing style of play, but there are some red flags with him. First off, physically, he's not built like Trevor Lawrence or Andrew Luck. He's under 6'1". He made a living off extending plays in college, but does he have enough speed and agility to do it consistently in the pros? I'm not sure. It's not a sustainable play style, and even Patrick Mahomes has adopted a much more conservative approach compared to his style as a rookie. Caleb also scrambles the ball untucked and averaged about a fumble per game in college. He needs to get better at sitting in the pocket and attacking the intermediate area of the field. There weren't a lot of anticipatory throws in his film. He struggled against the blitz and wasn't as effective when his process was rushed. He's a project with some high-level traits. I honestly see more of Kyler Murray in his film than I do Patrick Mahomes, which is not a bad thing because Kyler's great, but I think all the Mahomes talk is a little bit far-fetched. I do think giving him DJ Moore and Keenan Allen will be extremely beneficial to his growth, and it seems like the Bears are setting up to get the most out of him. But yes, I believe Williams will be a long-time starter for Chicago and turn them into a playoff contender. Moving on, Mr. Bo Nix. We're going to slide him into the fringe starter tier. Nix had immense success in 2023. He's a very accurate passer who throws with great touch down the field, which is why he was highly graded this past season. He does well under pressure. He stays calm and times his release as well. He always knows where his checkdowns are. He's impressive when throwing on the move, often delivering with good ball placement. The Oregon offense brought the best out of him. Lots of play actions, bootlegs, allowed him to step into his throws. He also had speedy playmakers like Troy Franklin. He has okay arm strength, but I question how consistently he'll be able to thread the needle with tight passes. His inner clock is quick, and he'll often turn down big plays for checkdowns. His athleticism is average at best. The combination of okay arm and conservative style of play is really what sets him back. There also isn't an elite trait in his game that you can point to and say that's what's going to help him excel at the next level. He can be a starter, but I believe that he needs a talented supporting cast around him in order for him to succeed. This is why I have him as a fringe starter. On to Michael Penix Jr. His stock was rising quickly before a disappointing national championship game sent him spiraling down the ranks. It seems Penix could possibly go in the second round and is below McCarthy and Nix according to NFL scouts, although his recent pro day results were good. As a quarterback, he has a good arm and plays with impressive mental processing and confidence. He throws with anticipation and can fit passes into extremely tight windows. He quickly finds holes in coverages and can carve up zone defenses. Washington liked to stretch the field vertically, which allowed Penix to use his mental processing and arm strength to excel. This style could also easily work at the next level. The issue with Penix is his mobility and playmaking. His dropback is slow and he struggles to evade defenders and make off-platform throws. He was second in the FBS in throwaways because he was unable to create when things broke down. He can be a machine, but he needs a strong line in front of him. His aggressiveness, good arm, and tendency to push the ball down the field make me okay with putting him as a starter. Now to Drake May. His last season at UNC was slightly disappointing as he had the opportunity to take control of the number 1 QB spot, but came up short in most people's eyes. His stats were good, but not elite. However, if you turn on the film, there's plenty to like with May. For that reason, I'm putting him in the franchise QB tier. Drake comes in at prototypical QB size, 6'4", 230. He, like Penix, can consistently make impressive tight window throws. May has a field commander style of play with his exceptional arm strength and anticipation. The thing I like most about him is his toughness. He'll stand in the face of pressure and no play's over until he hits the ground. Mentally, he bounces back from poor throws and can up his level at any moment. His touch and accuracy in the red zone are impressive. His combination of size, arm strength, and toughness make it easy for me to see him succeeding in the NFL. On the negative side, his release is one of the slower ones in the group. However, I do think he can overcome this aspect of his game with his arm strength, accuracy, and timing. He still needs to be more consistent overall as a thrower. There are plenty of high moments in his tape, but also some bad misses. He has okay athleticism, but I'm not sure if he can succeed as often when scrambling in the NFL as he did in college. I think the Justin Herbert comp makes sense for me, and I hope he takes a big jump in his first year just like Herbert. I'm okay with giving him the slight edge over Caleb, but if he gets put in the New England offense, things could start off pretty rough for him. Looking at J.J. McCarthy, his stock has skyrocketed since the end of the college season. He was at the center of Michigan's glory, but at the same time, his numbers down the stretch were mediocre at best, as he threw for under 225 yards in his final 6 games. It appears teams are sold on his potential and winning pedigree from college. JJ comes in at average size, about 6'2", 215. He's got an excellent fastball, can really turn on the heat when he needs to. He throws with impressive touch and can fit the ball in between linebackers and safeties consistently. He displays good awareness of receiver DB leverage and places the ball accordingly. He's fast enough to run the option and doesn't shy away from contact. In the pocket, he'll never give up on a play, as he only had one throwaway all of last season, but McCarthy struggles throwing the ball outside the numbers. It was clear in his film and at the combine. His accuracy becomes sporadic, and he loses touch. He was also babied in a Michigan offense filled with play action and quick reads. He holds onto the ball way too long and takes too many hits. He isn't poised when the pocket collapses and quickly becomes reckless. He's still got plenty of growing to do, and I struggle to see him as a first-round prospect. He was a game manager at Michigan, and I see him as a fringe starter in the NFL. Lastly, Jaden Daniels, the Heisman Trophy winner from this past season, and honestly, my favorite QB prospect heading into the draft. His throwing motion is silky smooth, his release is quick and elegant, and he's able to generate good power. His throws just look so easy and at times automatic. He has the best deep ball in this class. He throws it with outstanding arc and touch. He allows his receivers to get under it and make a play. He has all the tools to be successful versus the blitz. He's tough, he can get rid of the ball, and he can evade with his legs. He looks comfortable in the pocket and threatens the defense with his arm and mobility on every play. As quickly as he can rip the ball, he can accelerate with his first step just as fast. He's got impressive speed, quickly gets away from defenders, and can make guys miss in the open field. As a ball carrier, he can be reckless with his decision making as he takes a lot of unnecessary hits. He does bounce right back up from them though, and I expect him to improve in this area as he gains more experience. Comparing him to Drake May, Jaden has a superior throwing motion, better touch, and is much more dynamic. May might have a stronger arm and more anticipatory throws on the tape, but I give the nod to Daniels. Comparing him to Caleb Williams, Daniels has better size, is more consistent in the pocket, and is better in structure, while also being a more dynamic runner. Williams has better arm talent, but I like what I see from Jaden Daniels more. That's why I have him as a franchise quarterback. So those are my thoughts on this QB class. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That's all from me. Thanks for watching, and I'm out.